How's everyone doing? Hello. Is everyone alive?
Good.
Hello, man. How are you?
Good, doing good. Give me 1 second, guys. What the fuck am I doing? So, do you guys have any specific questions? Anything that you will definitely want to ask, discuss? Why are your room pink, Alex?
Better?
You
Does
made
it
it
bother you?
right. Oh.
Okay, bro, got it.
Or does anyone has any specific questions, or would you want to do some role play?
I have sales calls.
I have something
Okay, you
like
both
the
spoke at the
PPT.
same time. I have not understood.
Okay, so I have PPT to show you. Like you told me, you will review it, but we haven't met from last 2 weeks.
Okay, then show me. And what did you say, Alex?
I said I have 2 sales calls, but if it's just questions, I wanted to talk more about service delivery in general because I'm waiting
So
for
we
payment
can
from the
go on
construction
sales
client.
call.
Okay. So when you say you have 2 sales calls, you mean to review or do you mean scheduled?
To review.
Oh, okay. And through show me what you wanted to show.
Like I have only PPT, so we can use last 5 minutes. Like
Or we can start with that and then
okay,
review.
okay. I'm gonna problem.
In the meantime, Alex, you can prepare the link and send it to me.
Them as video recordings. I thought I'm just gonna
Upload it to Google Drive or something, and just send it to me.
1 second. Take care of that.
You can see my screen here.
Yep.
So I just edited a little bit.
That's fine. That's fine. Stop. Why am I not able? 1, 2. The fourth row from the left doesn't make sense because you have deleted the whole Instagram thingy and it only just says sold for sale. 4 in the middle. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
And it's the same picture that you have in the left upper corner.
Yes.
And you're still missing 3 pictures, by the way.
Yeah,
No,
like I use
more.
some of
You're
same
missing.
pictures. Yeah.
No, but you should. Why? Why do you use the same pictures?
Okay. So I'll change it.
Don't use the same pictures. Don't say sold for sale. Just actually house like pictures and don't use logos because no one cares about it.
Okay.
And you're still missing 5 pictures.
Right.
You're still missing 5 pictures. 1 in the middle, 1 to the right, and 3 at the top of the presentation. 1 in the right corner, 1 in the left corner, 1
Yeah.
like diagonal.
Beside the left. Yeah.
And please fix
Okay.
the Instagram screenshot because like for some reason you have 4 pictures without it.
All right.
You have also misplaced one of the frames, one of the logos, Vision 9 white logo. Go with your mouse to the right. Yeah, you misplaced the frame.
Okay.
Put it
I'll
back.
change it. Yeah, I'll fix it.
Besides, you have not changed colors on your presentation, so please change the colors. Just adjust them to your company logo colors. So like grayish.
Okay.
Just make it black and white. Now go to presentation number 7. I mean slide number 7.
Okay.
Doo, doo, doo. Uh, Rudra,
Yeah.
where it says video, why is it a screenshot of like why is it a picture of that's not a video? Just go to Instagram. Just go
Yeah.
to Instagram. Go to any realtor, like even go to discovery page, just type in real estate, just find some videos, take the screenshots of that. For
Okay.
static, do the same. Like it does not look like Instagram. And for the big picture in the middle, why do you take something from Dubai? You're targeting USA and you have a currency where it says AED, which is Arabian Emirates Dirham.
Yeah.
And on the right side, on the profile, no one cares about your logo and no one cares about just sold for sale. If you want to
Okay.
just take random pictures of some people, of some nice looking posts from people's Instagram, from realtors.
Okay. I will say.
Okay, next one. Again, doesn't make sense. There is a reason why it says Monday CTA video, Wednesday client testimonial, Friday face to face. You have not done anything. You have not even put text on it saying house sold if you need to, like I'm talking about CTA right now, house sold if you need any assistance with buying or selling house, message me. Friday, you have not invited anyone to open houses. Wednesday, that's not a testimonial, that's actually a nice looking house, but it's not a testimonial.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Yeah, this is
qualification management,
temperature.
nothing. That's fine. From everything you did, that's fine. The only thing is you still need to change video something
Yeah.
and
Okay.
something. But the quality of picture is very low. And again, you have taken Dubai, where you can
Yeah.
really see that it's a wrong currency.
Okay. Okay.
So change those things. Okay, Alex, do I have a
Okay.
link?
Yes, I have two calls. I don't think we have time for both. One is a call, and I rescheduled another one because we had another one afterwards. So I didn't manage. One is almost 2 hours where I was making the guy suffer. I'm assuming we're not gonna have time for the longer one, right?
Okay.
No, I'm asking.
I don't really care. Like by the end of the day, we will probably review both of them later or sooner.
Okay, let's start with the one we can manage. Uh, copy link. Okay, tell me if this one works.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Alex, what do you think about current? Oh no, wait, you're not trading crypto. You're only trading normal things, correct?
Do look at both.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta keep myself warm, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. What's your opinion on the current market situation? Not that I care. I just think it's funny. By the way,
That I agree with. I also like my trade since I'm a day trader. Like I don't really like it doesn't. I don't give a fuck if it goes up or down. I make money either way. So I look at it as a meme more than anything else.
I just
Funny to
request.
see people gamble their life savings
I
for
just
some
request.
shit coin.
You
Sorry,
can
does it work?
give me 1 second. No.
Okay, let me see again. Share approvals. Press on the thing. Share. Oh wait. Uh-huh.
In the worst case, just go to that thing and just go on share and just type in my email. That works as well.
I think I fixed it. But it's the same link, but I changed access.
Jim Webb. That doesn't sound like a real name. Let's see what you've done. Well, is this the one where you have played with him, or like negative report, or is it the better one?
No, but that's the other one. That's the guy I made like the other call. That's the guy I made apologize that he has 4 kids and expenses. It's funny. Hello, Jim. Hi.
Hello there.
How are you?
I am so sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was busy anyway, so time didn't go to waste. So it's all good.
Good.
I saw you're based in Hawaii. Is that right?
Well, I grew up here for high school, and so lived here for a lot of years. And my wife was born and raised here, and her 92-year-old parents are still alive and well. So we come over about for 3 weeks, a couple of times a year, and just help kind of spread the workload around a little bit.
Right.
So we're here until mid-March doing that, and of course getting good stuff like fishing and playing golf as well, but
Good weather as well, right?
not an ideal time for to be.
How old is he?
Man, he's 46-year-old in the business. You'll see. 46 years in the
46
business.
years in business.
And he used to be an institutional. We'll see. He says like 2 billion under management at some point in the U.S. government.
No,
big
because
dude.
no, he looks old. He looks melted.
No, he is old, but
Be
he just
away.
got back into the game. Yeah.
Per
Anyways,
se
you'll see.
managing money, but whatever. I get up early and do everything I would be doing at home anyway, but it's
Well, parents is important, honestly. My my aunt actually lived in Hawaii for a bunch of years. We're actually.
Do you know what's wrong here? You're trying to be like.
No, I figured like that's why I asked about Hawaii. I figured a little connection point is important, or not really. No,
Not really, because people don't buy you because of a connection. As a matter of fact, if they build connection to you, the likelihood of them not telling you directly to go fuck yourself is gonna be lower. So they very often may want to just stay on the call with you for the sake of not doing anything bad.
I see. Okay,
Because
noted.
people don't buy because they like you. People buy because you're competent.
We're planning a trip maybe next year all together because they miss it. Right now they're in Nevada.
okay.
So been looking forward to go there. I heard it's beautiful.
They call Las Vegas the ninth island of Hawaii.
I can see.
And you also laughed at his joke. Like, generally speaking, Alex, was it funny?
A little bit.
Alex.
And understood. Not
Alex.
be unfazed. Got it.
David, was it funny what he just said? Motherfuckers. David. Just broke my argument. It was such a good argument.
Okay, I already wrote it down. Right, look.
And where are you?
I am currently in the Netherlands.
When someone asks you where you are, just say, I needed to travel because of business, and then you say, I'm currently in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Because
PowerPoint.
people will just judge you based on where you are, and you also don't have a beautiful American accent.
Right.
So, like, it may create thirsty.
Okay. So I'm based at the moment in Luxembourg.
Did you say something?
I said okay. But I'm kind of all over the place. So now for the rest of till September, maybe I'll be here in the Netherlands. But I travel quite a bit over Europe, so I'm sometimes here, sometimes I'm in Germany, sometimes my family lives in Luxembourg. Let's put it this way.
Wow. Okay.
Right. Awesome. Look, I don't want to waste too much of your time, so I'll just get straight into it.
And
First,
you
I
have
want
just literally said to him that his time is more important than yours. Would
I should say I don't want to waste my time or yours, something like this.
that would be better. If you want to say something like this, yes. But then you could have also just said, okay, look, Jim, how this call typically goes, and then you just reframe.
It's a good one. I wanted to know if are you an independent or do you have a firm that you work
See, because
where
you have not even opened the fact that like it's not fully bad because you went like you did it smoothly, but there was something missing. So literally, if you will either say, look, I don't want to waste any of mine or your times anymore, so let's just jump directly into it, and then you ask the question, or okay, look, Jim, how this call typically goes is I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, see where you are, where you want to go. And on the basis that I have a feeling we can work with each other or whatever I'm doing can be beneficial to both of the parties, I'd be more than happy to walk you through everything. Shall we dive into it? Because like, he's also old, he has time. So you don't really want to, especially if you say he has 2 billion under management, then,
you practice planning?
So independent, but I clear through an outfit called Sterlingshire Investments. I have broker-dealer and RIA licenses held there. It's 100% independent. It's a very unique firm. It's growing. It's a year and a half old. They're trying to be the Charles Schwab of the industry, paying 100% payout to all the advisors. They're really trying to be disruptors. And custodial was Apex, which is the same group that handles Robinhood and almost every, online platform in the U.S.
I see. And if I understood correctly, did you start this firm or did you join as a planner?
I joined. I'm a shareholder,
Right.
but yeah, I think I was probably the fifth or sixth guy there.
Fair enough. So also they actually pay you 100% of your results. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. So they make their money on.
I will not say incredible because you're currently just you gave him too much positivity since the beginning of the call, and you're still just petting him like you're doing so well. So independent of what is that you're doing, he will actually consider like, do I even need you? Because
I just need to be always unimpressed, not giving a fuck.
yes,
Basically.
in this case, you could have literally, instead of saying that's impressive, you could say, also they are paying you 100% of your results. Quite unique. Like, is it impressive? Not really. Is it cool? Maybe. You could have literally said, oh, okay, quite unique.
On the broker dealer side, on securities lending, margin interest, and what was the other one? Margin interest. Oh, and interest on free cash that isn't in a money market at any given day or something like that. I'm registered on both sides, but currently I don't have any accounts on the broker dealer side, so I'm not contributing to any revenue, which is not necessarily you want to be, but I've been there long enough, and I've helped him recruit and bring on some other people, so I think my time there is safe.
Fair enough. All right.
And then I run my practice.
Oh, you run your practice solo?
Yeah, December of 2023, I came over to the firm, so a little over a year and a couple of months. I transitioned from a firm where I was a limited partner at United Planners, which is primarily like a CFP type driven firm. The model that I have used, the income model, is now 13 years old. I was an institutional guy. I used to manage money for primarily for governments and unions. Had about a $2 billion book at a firm that I was a partner at here in Houston, and retired, and then came back out of retirement when things got interesting again, and basically have a small practice. I manage all of about 30 million currently with, maybe 35 clients, some union, a couple of organizations, and then my sweet spot is in qualified money, IRA, SEP, Roth type monies.
Okay, so you said 30 million at the moment and 35 clients.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
30.
Two things. First of all, you could have also asked him what did he meant interesting when he said he left the retirement when the things got interesting, because you will want to understand if interesting means he was short on money or if something changed in the market that brought him back into it, because he is fucking old. So interesting can mean multiple things. And fun enough, depending on that answer, I would probably also go in, oh, so how did it felt going from 2 billion under management to 30 billion?
Mm-hmm. I see.
30 million with 45 people, that's what? 857,000 each? In comparison to 2 billion, that's a massive fucking difference.
No, I don't think he's at 45. I think he's at 4-5.
Oh, 4 or 5. Okay, I understood 35. Then my bad.
No, but still, compared to 2 billion, 30 million seems nothing.
That's a difference.
I see your point.
That's a difference of 970 million. So that's a difference of 1 billion and 970 million.
10 years is quite the experience. And I'm assuming you also practiced.
Why? You have complimented him for the 6th time.
Okay. The planning before that, you just had used.
Because you need to understand, he needs to see you as someone at the same level or someone above him. And currently, like, it started like this, and went this.
Use the different income model. Is that right?
Yeah. So I started the business in 79. So this is 46 years for me. And actually in 2018, I elected to take the CFP. And I don't recommend anybody doing that past age 60, but primarily because I was reaching an age that.
This time you didn't laugh. That was good, because like you could have seen his reaction. He was laughing about it. You did not, like, you cracked a smile, but you could see based on his reaction that he took off, like, back to himself, like, oh, okay, that was not funny.
I wanted to be as confident on particularly Medicare and Social Security as I could possibly be, and then I've done all these work for years in my regular practice, but it just codified it a whole lot more, and it's been very useful.
See.
I would say as a CFP, I am, there's 7 layers of CFP. Investment is one of them. I would say mine starts with certainly that is my primary skill set, building portfolios and investment management aspects. And I can hold water in the tax, and certainly Social Security, Medicare, and things of that nature feel like I've got a leg up.
Fair enough. And these 35 clients you currently manage, is that fully yourself, or do you have maybe somebody?
I have a 25-year-old that I brought on as kind of a, the contingency when you get a lot of white hairs. Everybody wants to have a backup plan, so we have an informal buy-sell on my book. I mentor him and help him on some of his accounts. His job for me is to basically select from the universe that I give him on the candidates that I'm interested in adding to the portfolio or replacing something else with. And he's a math genius, so he runs all kinds of stuff and studies through that. He's an analyst. He's a what do you call that? A data scientist, I guess, is his official term.
Right.
He has a full-time job besides doing this, so as a data scientist. So he wants to, grow up and live in the business. But at this point, it's it's a slow march. And then my daughter handles all our sales and marketing, newsletter writing, things of that nature.
Cool. So, and for this
We have done
25-year-old person, have you
Yeah.
is his job that you mentioned his main focus, or does he plan to eventually move into financial planning full time?
He's going to make the switch. His intention is to make the switch to full time this, but 25 with 2 kids, he does well with his other role, and puts less pressure on him to grow his business.
See,
We'll see. It's a tough business to grow up into. We'll see.
I would be very curious, how much is he making? Because if he is apparently a math genius that he gives all the tasks, I have a feeling he doesn't pay him enough to allow him to make the switch.
If he invents,
You're muted.
if I understood correctly, I've noticed this with like on Reddit mainly, like a lot of financial planners, because basically all the good ones tend to be old, since the profession fucking came up 30 years ago. Maybe okay more, but like it's 60s, 70s it became popular. So all the good ones are old, and everybody seems to try to mentor somebody so that when they retire they can like pass them the business. So I don't even know if he's actually paying him anything, to be honest. I think the guy's just waiting for this guy to die so that he can fucking get his book,
Yes, but at the same time, that guy is saying that he wants to build his own business.
No,
So
but in financial planning, but book is it's the most important thing. It's like the client book, So if he gets like they struggle with that the most, if he gets the client book ready from this guy, like he's good, The rest is just logistics, So
eventually buys a portion of my book.
yeah, but at the same time, he has a daughter that's apparently doing marketing and sales for him. So it's very cost effective.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine. He's much more likely to grow from that type of a perspective versus building a book from scratch.
Yeah.
And myself, I haven't done any marketing for the entire time I came back into this role. It's all been a referral. And now Sterling Shire is basically talking about putting some things in front of us that will, like, I don't know if you've heard of Apex Acquisition. They're one of the players in putting the 40 appointments in your inbox or something like that. The firm is going to pay for that. So I said, well, if you're going to pay for it, I'll pay for the advertising,
That's fair. Oh, sorry, I'm just writing stuff down.
No.
Like he's on this call for a reason. If you need to take time to gather your thoughts or analyze something about his situation, just take the time. Besides, again, he's old. It's not like he's gonna die on this call. And if he will, maybe you get the book.
That would be great. But I don't forget anything. It's a habit of mine. Right.
Change the fucking habit.
So wait. But you said that you didn't do any marketing of any sort since you came back, but you also mentioned that your daughter is in charge of
One
that.
thing also, is similar to what you were trying to do right now. You could have also asked him, okay, so there is a firm that wants to pay for the appointment sites, and you said you'll be more than happy to also pay for the marketing, but then what is your daughter doing?
Okay.
And in a hypothetical scenario, if let's say, like, granted, I have not showed you anything, what is that I'm doing? More than happy to do that when I have a feeling it can work for both parties. What's your plan with that? Like, are you just planning to be fully booked with all the appointments that will, let's say, come from their side, our side, and also from your daughter's side? Or would you prefer to focus yourself on one source? Like, if you can just give me a breakdown. because you will also want to understand when he mentioned 40 appointments coming from Apex something. Cool. Is it for that company and they give him a scratch, or is it only for him? Like, how does it look like?
What exactly does
Yeah, so she
does she
came on
do?
about a year ago. I write supposed to be a monthly newsletter. It's sort of basically the first four issues were explaining how the model works and the history of the model and what its goals and objectives were. And we started it in 2012 at, an 8% constant dividend income stream. And now it's evolved. We pay out 2% per month income, and we don't sell principal. And it's been very attractive. We we almost doubled assets last year.
Very attractive, yet he only has 3 to 5 people. Super attractive. That's why I'm like, if something is very attractive, yes, he has doubled up since last year, but if something is super attractive, you will want to understand if there is a certain bracket of people he works with, like a certain, amount of money that they need to have, or is he just not closing them? Because if you're a financial planner, do you say to someone with money, no? Obviously, they don't have enough, but like still, it's a sum of everything.
So if I understood right, this model is 13 years old, so he made a bunch of money with and retired. Then after a break, he decided 2 years ago to get back into it.
Yeah.
Because things got interesting. I assumed he meant in the market because I assumed.
Yes. But that's your mistake. Have you clarified? No. Have you assumed?
No.
Yes. Everything you just said was assumed. That's why you're on the call with him to clarify all of those things.
Okay, but then in 2 years to get to 30 million with that much reputation doesn't seem like a lot. 35 clients.
Yes. You need to understand, if he was managing 2 billion, he should get more people than 3 to 5 and gather
No, it's
30.
35. I thought you meant like for how many people work with him.
Okay, then cool, then 35. Still, but then it's 850 per person. If you have been in the industry for 36 years, you have experience with managing 2 billion. 30 million is not a lot. Yes, he has doubled down from the last year. Still. Because then if he has doubled down from the last year, yeah, he said 35. That will mean last year he had around about 17 people. So in a year, he got 17 people. Does that seem like a lot? It's maybe one person per month. Like some months, maybe 2 or 3. That's not a lot. Again, if you have 36 years of experience in the industry, you have been managing 2 billion,
It's good. And that's purely from starting the newsletter.
Why did you say good? Again, mistake. You gave him a compliment.
Habit. It's a habit. I need to filter it.
No, but generally. Again, like as odd as it sounds, I'm gonna just highlight it again. If you have been managing 2 billion and now you're managing 30 million, is it good?
No.
Exactly.
Later, the newsletter with.
Well, I think the newsletter was designed to educate, and it did that, and it certainly got some new accounts, but it did not. I think it was contributory. I think as much as anything else, the results of, if I'm speaking to the right person who needs to have an income stream, who has potentially been told that they can't retire or they don't have enough money in their IRA, et cetera, and I look at it and I'll run the financial planning aspects of how much they need and how long they need it. And I said, okay, well, it looks like you've got a $6,000 a month shortfall in what you're trying to achieve, and they've got a $300,000 account. Not a problem. We can generate your $6,000 a month with room to spare. We always reinvest at least the same amount that we're paying out so that the model stays healthy. And it's corny, but it's a lifestyle difference. I get cards and letters and calls from people you don't understand how you've changed my family's lifestyle, and that's kind of, I do this because I want to, not because I need to. So
Again, if he has apparently such a strong testimonials and such a good experience, 30 million is not a lot, and I will make him understand that. Because yes, even if he does it just out of your heart or because he's fucking bored, he could do better. Because I assume he also takes a percentage of that. It's not for fucking free. So if he's paying out people, he said 2% monthly, that will make sense because he said 300,000, someone with 6,000 monthly, yeah, 2%. So I assume he also takes a cut. And yes, if it's 30 million, not a bad cut. But could it be better? Absolutely. Especially if he has, that kind of testimonials and fucking 36 years of experience. So I will go into that direction. Because, there are people who were managing funds like him and are probably living in a fucking mansion. He looks like he's in a retirement house. I was genuinely thinking, by the way, for the 12 minutes that this is the roller old people use. I just realized it's a lamp.
Well, if I remember correctly, you're not gonna really. If I remember correctly, you're really not gonna lie what I said next, but that's okay.
that helps.
For sure.
He laughed. You said for sure.
No, never mind then. No, because I think I told him at some point that I'm a trader and whatnot, and I get you and what's some bullshit like this, but I'm not sure.
So I think in my earlier missive with you, it's like the biggest challenge I have is that we were all taught. I know I was taught at Merrill Lynch, you can't do what we do. You cannot produce this type of an income stream, and you certainly can't do it without, return to capital or selling some principal. And yet here we go. Many of the instruments, the ETF, we use all publicly traded ETFs off a couple of different groups that essentially use option writing strategies to create the dividend income stream. You may be familiar with Yield Max and Defiance funds, or the two groups. And there's no magic with dividends. If stock's $10 and pays $1 dividend, tomorrow it's a $9 stock and you got $1 in cash. And the idea is to get the 9 back to 10 and rinse and repeat and do it again. And some of these do it that way cleanly, some do not. But that's why the dividend reinvestment of at least 50% of whatever they pay out back into more units is what keeps the model healthy and actually continues to compound the income. The income actually goes up each year. So, but anyway, people were taught, I was taught, you can't do this, and we can. So in my practice, people will come in, and again, most of them are referrals. Occasionally, I get somebody off the street. I literally had a breakfast, and somebody asked me some questions, and $800,000 later, 3 weeks later, he's quit his 2 part-time jobs and is getting a $10,000 a month paycheck from the dividend stream. So I will typically give people 3 that are for the last 12 months that show what the dividend stream has been on a monthly basis, and that I redact all the the client name information, all that, and I just do it on size. And I'll do a large account, a small account, one presumably about the size of the amount that they're interested in, so that they can see exactly how it's worked. And there is very good buy-in on that, but the disbelief throughout that process until is there. And of course, if there's another advisor involved or another family member involved, then it just that much more skepticism. But if it's referral, it's that much easier because people know I've been doing this for a long time, and
his sales will be on point. Everyone will fucking believe it.
So rephrase that.
If he will knew how to sell, everyone will be able to believe it, simply even because of his experience.
Yeah.
So he's bad at sales because he literally just told you referrals is better. You know fucking shit. If all my businesses will work on referral, my closing rate will be at fucking 200%. But this is not how life works.
So that helps. But our close ratios, if somebody's seen the sample portfolios of how it's worked, gosh, I'd say 85% or more of them will eventually become clients. So,
and here you will want to, I really hope you asked, is this on referral basis or a cold prospect basis? Because 85% on a referral, yes, normal fucking situation. On a cold, absolutely fucking not. I assume you have not asked that, am I correct?
I don't remember, honestly.
so
It was
I just don't do it very often.
good conversion rate overall.
Yeah.
But how is there any other?
You just complimented the referral. Very bad framing from you. Like if it weren't for the compliments, fine. But you're complimenting too much.
So you just said referrals, and sometimes it just happens, right? That's how you get your clients, right?
Yeah.
So have you done anything? Have you tried anything when it comes to lead generation? As in,
People have literally just asked, have you tried anything actively? Are you doing anything actively to bring new clients in? Or are you only hoping on the sphere of influence?
so you, for example, have the LinkedIn profile. Did you try something with that, or did you try some other source, or are you just good with what you have? Or are you at maximum capacity at the moment?
Well, we're not at maximum capacity.
The problem here is also that you have asked 3 questions at the same time, by the way. You don't want to do that.
I was trying to do the thing Ismael said about like double open-ended questions, or is that wrong?
No, but you have asked 3 questions instead of 2.
Okay, I see.
Because you have asked actively lead generation and
when I said lead generation, for example, LinkedIn or something else, and then I asked about...
yes, but then you ask about max capacity. So you have asked 3 different questions at the same time, which 2 of them were related to each other, so that will work, but the third one was not.
Okay.
Max capacity will like not work with this because that's like if you wanted to go for open-ended question, fine, but then max capacity will fall into a different category.
My first pause and reflect on whether or not we need additional people is roughly say 70-75 accounts. Asset size really doesn't matter, but mostly it's just the number of bodies in there. And so we've got capacity. The process is very easy to open up an account with this type of custodian. It's all electronic, all DocuSign, et cetera, and so we've got some capacity. My wife recently retired from a job. She'd worked part-time in a church for many years, and we met at Merrill Lynch initially, so she's going to handle the account opening aspects here. We are expecting to see some uptick from this Apex stuff. Of course, we shall see, but as I say, I'll take my chances if I can sit down with some made an appointment, has gone through a process to qualify as somebody who has these leads. They say are have $1 million available and want to invest it now, and it all sounds great.
I really want to see a company that does qualifying appointments that can bring in 40 people in a month that have $1 million sitting around.
Apex.
Yeah, I will contact them and
did you not know about it? Did you not know about Apex? That's how he asked me.
Honestly, I will just take this company and just contact them with a trust fund in Hong Kong that I know. That's not realistic at fucking all. Because it will mean that they are able to bring in 40 million every month.
On average.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Does that sound realistic to you?
No, it doesn't.
I will
No,
open
but
this.
that's why I kind of ignored the whole Apex thing.
No, but you see, there is a reason why he mentions the second time throughout the whole call. And this was your second window to jump into it, to understand the structure of it. Because generally speaking, based on his belief, he believes that there is a company that is able to bring in basically 40 million sitting around every month. So 40 million, yeah. By the way, guys, let's jump to. Are you guys free or are you guys occupied? Because there is another meeting in 2 minutes. I'd be more than happy to move forward with reviewing this on that call.
Okay. Sure. But I don't
Leave
have
it.
the link for that.
No, that's why I will. That's why I'm asking, so I can send you a link. You know, I have
Okay.
more than one chromosome. David.
Yeah, I'm free. Like I have a meeting with AJ.
All right, give me one minute. I'm gonna send you the link now. Yeah, let me send you the link. Let me open that meeting, and then I'm gonna start in like 5 minutes. Yeah.